Hey, weary one. I have a story to tell you. If you find yourself a little discouraged on the journey we call life, I believe this story will encourage you. Let me say that it encouraged me. It happened in the fall of 2021. I had decided to take a silent retreat to the Abbey of Gethsemane, which is south of Bardstown, Kentucky, and it's a monastery. And they actually allow people like myself to come and just spend time alone with the Lord. And so I had devoted about 45 hours in which I was going to have a silent retreat. It was just me and Jesus and my Bible and my journal. And um, so day one, I had heard that there was this hill on the property. They've got like 2,000 acres, but it was this vineyard knob, 9,000 foot elevation. I heard it was gorgeous. If you could get to the top, you could see 360 degrees. I mean, just beautiful farmland. And so I set out on the hike. It's about a half a mile up to the top, and I traipsed through some cobwebs and went up the windy trail. I think I fell a time or two, and I finally get to the top expecting to see just a gorgeous landscape, and it's foggy as all get out. And I was bummed. I love moments like that where you get to see God's creation, and I had these expectations, and it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I actually had a great time that morning. I decided to close my eyes and just listen to everything instead of, see things. I actually listened to things. It was a beautiful time, but it was not what I expected. So day two, I have another idea. I look on the map, and there is a homestead on the backside of this 2,000 acres. It's about a 2 mile hike. And I thought, well, that would be something worth hiking to see a homestead. And the property had been around for a long, long time. And so I make the trip. I traipse through a creek or two. I once again hit some cobwebs. I'm working up a sweat. I get to the backside of the property where the homestead is. And all it is an open grassy field. And it has a sign. This is where the homestead existed. Like it's a thing of the past. Like I thought I was going to see a cabin or some type of dwelling, but it's just an empty grassy field. And so I went once again for the second day in a row. I'm just kind of bummed. Like, and I on the way back to the dormitory, I'm thinking, man, this is like the story of my life. I feel like I have these expectations, and it just never pans out like I think it's going to. And it was as I said that, I felt like the Lord whispered to me, Chad, it's never been about the destination. It's been about the journey that we have together. And then he reminded me of the day prior and all the wonderful conversations that he and I had. It was just he and I on that trip, even up to the top of Vineyard Knob, which may have, been considered a failed attempt, but the conversation was sweet. And then that day, just the prayers and the conversations and the things that he was revealing to me and showing, that was the beauty of that time together. It wasn't the destination. It wasn't the homestead. It wasn't the peak of Vineyard Knob. And I just think sometimes we need that perspective shift, that I can get hung up on the end product or the end destination or the timeline, or, that my expectations weren't met. And yet it is about the journey. It's about knowing him. In fact, I want to read a passage of scripture. It comes out of John chapter 17, verse 3. And I'm going to read it from the Mirror Study Bible, but it says, "This life of the ages invites them to engage in the inexhaustible adventure." I love that phrase. The inexhaustible adventure of knowing you, the only true God, and Jesus as the Christ. And if you find yourself weary or maybe just discouraged at how life has turned out, I want you to hear that the true beauty of life and the gift that he has given us is that we get to journey with him. And it's those moments in between the peaks. It's the moments in between those whatever it is that we've, a target that we've set out before us or a dream that we're pursuing, that it's about our time with him. It's about intimacy with him. So that encouraged me. I've never been able to forget that. And that was some 4 years ago. So may you be encouraged on the journey, that it is not always about the destination. Those destinations are beautiful. But what if it's not about the destination as much as it is the journey with him? So I'm Chad Dorr, and this is Second Wind. And what we do is we just love on those who find themselves weary in this journey that we call life. So I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel, maybe like this video. Even better yet, why don't you share it with somebody who maybe finds themselves discouraged and has unmet expectations? I think it will encourage them. So I'll see you in the next video.